Most pundits today laud a global open marketplace, but at the same time, because of the pressures that this is triggering on national governments, the foreign policy or the industrial policy or the trade policy of these nations can also profoundly impact the marketplace. And decisions which are made in foreign ministries or ministries of finance or ministries of trade of many other nations around the world can impact those corporations which are seeking to expand their footprints abroad. One of the most important characteristics of this global marketplace is the overkill in information. There's a lot of it, it's out there, but the challenge is how you piece it together, how you analyze it, and how you connect dots which may not necessarily be apparent to everyone. I've been very lucky that in the half a dozen years that I spent as Mexico's ambassador to the United States, I was able to work with both a Republican and a Democratic administrations. I think not a lot of ambassadors have that opportunity, and it provides you with a unique perspective on the political architecture of this country. As a former diplomat, nothing can be more exciting at this stage in time when international issues play such a salient role in the domestic debates that are taking place today in this country, in countries around the world. There is no longer a distinction between domestic and foreign policy. They are intertwined, and we can help guide you in understanding where one starts and where the other ends. The Podesta Group has probably one of the most nimble, unorthodox teams around town. And by unorthodox, I mean it has a pool of talent of all walks of life, people with very different backgrounds, very different experiences. But that mix, that virtuous mix that those very diverse people bring to the table is what I think makes the Podesta Group unique. All these experiences, I think, provide our potential clients and our current clients with a unique toolbox. A toolbox which is holistic, which is multidisciplinary, and which can call in the talents of a multifaceted team that works on a host of issues that will have a profound impact on the bearings of these negotiations, discussions, and relevant issues. These three very different niches of activity, lobbying, strategic consulting, and strategic communications, come all together, I think, for the first time with the Podesta Group and now with Global Solutions being rolled out as the one place you go if you want to do these three things under one same roof. Globalization isn't static. It has been changing and it will continue to change. In fact, some would argue that globalization is no longer the driving force of global markets. It is now regionalization, countries coming together in smaller groups with certain traits that make them unique and that provide certain similar interests and economic footprints. We have the ability to guide you through the changing global marketplace. Not only because, as you can imagine, there are economic, labor, technological, energy, political factors at play, but there are even cultural issues that you have to be aware of as you try to address and understand a new opportunity or how you take advantage of new opportunities. This is no longer an international system in which the nation state plays the pivotal role. You have to play a multi-levered chess board game of states, of NGOs, of businesses, of corporations, of society, to be able to take advantage of the opportunities and prevent the risks. We can provide that type of advice and understanding and knowledge to our clients by providing them with a holistic readout or roadmap as to how they invest, how they expand abroad, what the opportunities are, where some of the things that they may not be looking at today lie in the short, in the medium or long term, by providing them with that strategic guidance down the road. there are two, I think, fundamental conversations that will be taking place in the near future in the US and in other capitals around the world, which will have a profound effect on economic, trade, and geopolitical realignments. The Trans-Pacific Partnership and the trade negotiations with the European Union are not going to be there forever. Even though these are complex processes that take time, have taken time, and will not be solved in a day, there is a window of opportunity. Those who get in early into the process of engaging, of understanding, of knowing the players, of understanding the issues will be the ones better positioned at the end of the day to take advantage of what those results would look like. These two issues, which are built around the expansion of trade and economic opportunities, will have a profound political impact for the foreign policy of the United States, but for the foreign policy of many nations in these trading blocs that will be affected by these decisions. I was working hard with the US administration and with our now TPP partners in getting Mexico, which had not been a part of the TPP negotiations, accepted as a full TPP member, which occurred a few months back. And I think this has set the stage for what I think is now the final push for TPP, which will be ahead of us in the coming months. Global Solutions stands at the crux of being able to impact domestic discussions, debates, analysis, points of view, and at the same time achieving results in terms of what those countries, corporations, non-state actors, foundations, NGOs are looking for as these conversations continue to evolve. I think Global Solutions will be able to provide a very interesting hinge between the international perspectives and the domestic constraints, pressure points, and Gordian knots that will have to be dealt with in the US domestically if those global outcomes are to be reached. Well, it's pretty crude or blunt, but let me put it this way. You either will be at the table or you will be on the menu. We will be able to ensure that you are at the table. Whether you have direct stakeholdership of the issues being discussed or whether you simply want to be appraised and up to speed with these issues that may impact you down the road. That ability to provide you with strategic thinking ahead of the curve, identifying some of the potential trends that may lead to opportunities or to challenges, is something, again, that I think that this group can bring to our clientele.